Welcome to the latest installment of My Stylish Life, your favorite South African interior design podcast. Here we're talking all things interior design, tips, advice. My name is Linda Mzamane. I'm here with my co-host Bridget Meyer.
Hello guys.
Interior designer extraordinaire.
We also have a special guest today. This is my pet dog Ruby, who has decided that she didn't want to miss out.
Exactly. Ruby's actually always here. She's just making an appearance today.
Yeah, she usually sits between us at our feet and is dead quiet. And today she was like, no guys, I want to sit and be part of this.
In on the action.
Yeah.
So today we thought we would do something completely different and just fun, and for the sake of inspo and eye candy.
Yes, just something light-hearted.
Yes.
We want to rank some beautiful homes.
Beautiful properties.
And discuss them. We haven't seen these homes, so
yes.
they have been selected for us by our behind the scenes team.
Yes.
So we have no idea what they're showing us
with you at the same time
for the first time.
Yeah.
So this is quite exciting. This is quite fun. I mean, look,
I know, right?
Obviously we give you guys tips and we discuss interior design and decor and, you know, going back to the whole aim, help you live your life stylishly. But this is something quite fun and I think aspirational, and I think we can all also still just learn something, but mostly also have fun.
It's fun and it's nice to dream.
Yeah.
So some of the criteria we'll be looking at and ranking these properties on are on location and curb appeal.
Yeah.
The sort of style and the emotional feel of the house as we kind of look at the images, and then of course we're going to look at them room by room and just kind of like dissect and see what we love.
Do we love it? Exactly. Do we leave it?
Exactly.
Yes.
So
cool.
Here we go. Property 1. Ooh. Okay. So
this house is called Tree Villa, situated in Constantia in Cape Town, and automatically we are looking at a photo here of a home nestled in basically the forest.
Mountain forest side.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Curb appeal, like as you approach the home, it looks very quaint to me. Like in terms of size. I don't know if I would necessarily enjoy
what I like about it, I must be honest, is that the home, so we're talking about the architecture here, it feels like it really blends into its surrounding. So the house, the exterior is actually painted charcoal, and it has some timber elements on the facade. So now you're looking at it on like kind of a hillside, mountainside of a forest. So it's just dark green trees, and then this house kind of blends into it. And also, do you notice there the window lens is completely reflective?
Yes.
So it's reflecting back kind of the view.
Nature.
Yes. So like in terms of, I think what I can pretty much imagine what the architects were trying to do here, and that was, you know, blend in the surroundings. So I think that's quite effective, I must be honest. I really like that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice curve appeal. We like it. Okay, so the sort of living area, the indoor-outdoor space. Now, suddenly when you're in there, and I mean, this could also be camera trickery, but it looks more spacious now. It looks more...
Yes.
It looks like a bigger house than it appeared to be on the outside.
On the outside, yeah. And again, there are floor-to-ceiling windows, which look amazing because basically the view is just like the highlights
uninterrupted
view. Yeah,
there.
so
That's
you
very
really
nice.
have this like...
I like how they've got all these pops
outdoor
of green throughout that space. I mean, look how you've got the green pops on the cushions, but then also the fruit is doing that work as well. It's got like a bowl of
I think the photographs, it's been beautifully styled.
Yeah, it's stunning.
Yeah, but I really like the floor length, ceiling to floor windows. I think it's beautiful. And you can see the aluminium framing is actually quite narrow.
Yeah.
So you're really just getting like big panes of glass. I'll tell you something else that I do like. I think there's a skylight there. Love a skylights.
Oh, yes.
Do you see that?
Oh, I missed that.
Yes. Skylights, I just want to say that is something that I really would. Yeah, I'd like to see so much more of it done in South Africa. I feel like it's something that we don't really do that often, but it is so effective. It can be just so beautiful.
And also like the functional aspect
if you
of
need
bringing
to let
light to a place
in.
that would otherwise have been quite dark. Okay, cool.
Something else, do you see the ceiling is timber? So there's some exposed beams here. And then it's the ceiling in between the beams are also timber. So that's also really clever because, again, we're using natural material and we have like the trees outside and then we obviously have the timber. You know, again, it's highlighted again. So there's a bit of repetition and repetition is like...
good for cohesion.
Yeah, and it's a design principle. So that it has actually been thought out quite well, I'd say. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. And some more of the features of the house. We've got the outdoor sort of hot tub, also on a wooden deck over there. And that's like nice because it's like on the very edge in the
it's like
corner.
an infinity pool.
Yes. So it's just, I think it does elevate the space. And it looks, I suppose it is a jacuzzi. Yeah.
Yeah, it's literally like an elevated tree house. Yeah. That's what I'm getting. It's like a really beautiful tree house. Yeah. I mean,
very peaceful.
That view is to die for.
Not a fan of the couches in those chairs though.
Yeah.
They don't look as
they're not comfortable.
I would like them to be.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I do kind of agree.
Oh, kitchen.
Okay, again, that almost looks like it could be like a washed timber. Yeah, I think there's like cohesion in terms of the materials. I think there's even timber on the floor.
Yeah.
So you've got it on the ceiling, on the floor, and I think on the actual door and drawer fronts. So in terms of like everything kind of coming together of like, let's say, using natural materials, I think they have actually achieved.
I mean, it's very easy on the eye. It's very easy on the eye.
Yeah.
But I'd like to see more of this house to kind of decide how I feel about it. So let's see. What else? Bedroom, main suites. Okay. So obviously like neutral color tones here.
Green curtains.
They've continued that timber on the ceiling.
Again, floor to ceiling glazing.
They haven't followed your advice on the curtains though. Being like high above the frame.
But they've set them in the lintel. I actually think that might, do you see nice? That's a beam above it? I don't know if they could. Yeah, I mean, it would have made a big difference actually if those curtains were a little bit higher.
Now, the ceiling does seem a bit low.
It does seem low. Seem low. Yeah.
And I don't know, the wood is starting to feel like overkill at this point. Is that overkill at that point? Now, obviously, all your wardrobes and I don't know if the behind the bed is also wood or if that's just
I actually think it's a textured wall. I think it's a textured wall. I was looking at that. I think it's a textured wall. So, I mean, the kind of one side of the argument is that that's kind of organic looking. So then that plays into the whole, kind of natural kind of concept that I think the house is following. But on the other side, we could argue that perhaps there's not enough contrast. Do you know what I mean? Maybe then we needed to add another type of texture into the mix. Because now we're looking at a lot of like similar textures. Maybe that's what your eye's missing.
Yeah, I think maybe it's something to elevate. Something
okay. What do you think?
I mean, for an experience, I might rate to experience that house.
Like to go sleep a night.
Like
Airbnb it for night.
It feels like, I don't know that if that's an everyday I live there house.
Yeah. I agree with you. I think it would be a lovely place to have a night out at. I literally think it is like a tree house. But I don't know personally if I would want to live in it. But I appreciate it for all that
it is.
Yes. So I do appreciate it. Appreciate the thought that's gone into the design and the elements that I have seen. So of that, I like it.
Great. Next property is a 5-bedroom, 5-bathroom villa. Boma. Let's see what it looks like.
We are going to leave the links, guys. So if you do want to also check them out, we will leave the links for all of these homes as well.
Absolutely.
Okay. Curb Appeal will love.
Okay, so this is now like backyard vibe, but with sea ocean views in the distance over there.
This is the Atlantic seaboard in Cape Town, guys.
If this doesn't say I have arrived, I don't know what does. I don't know what does.
Yeah, the picture that we are looking at now shows off some architectural details. It's got a flat roof. It's absolutely beautiful. A lot of glass, a lot of concrete, a lot of glass.
Yeah.
You can see here the indoors and outdoors blend seamlessly,
Very
inside,
nice.
outside.
Yeah.
It's very spectacular.
What I
and
will
beautiful.
say about the concrete and glass is that might sound really clinical or cold, but it's been warmed up by this beautiful yellow glow of
and
light.
look at the lighting.
Yes. And listen, I love a good
I love it.
homes with statues on the outside are just it's like for me it's like the equivalent of having a big old tree.
Yes.
It immediately just ups the value of your home in some way.
I think it's a beautiful detail. Also have a look at how the garden has been lit up. I mean, that's also actually something to consider. In your gardens, with some lighting. Exactly. It's absolutely really beautiful and effective.
Very, very nice.
We love this. Okay, cool. Let's see more.
Entertainment space. Ooh.
I have seen lots of pictures of this home before. I just want to say yes. I have seen this in magazines and online. So for me, I do actually, I know the architect of this home and the interior designers, and I mean, they are phenomenal. And this home is absolutely beautiful.
No, it's magnificent.
Yeah, it is spectacular. I mean, look at that ceiling detail. So the ceiling has timber on it, clad to the underside of it. Like we said before, it was a flat roof. It is so beautiful. And then we've got that big vertical element of the side wall, but it's got it's being cast, where the concrete is like very textural and distressed. And for me, that's playing with like the warmth of the ceiling. It's so beautiful and organic. Yeah. So even though, like I think you said, it's a very contemporary home using a lot of glass and concrete, the way that they have done it, it's the feeling you get is warmth and like this richness, and that's because they're playing with texture, which is why I mean, we touched on that in our previous episode a bit, where we were saying, play around a bit with texture. It really does help create an interesting interior. But I mean, gorgeous, and we love the lamp. Just
the floor lamp. It's beautiful.
Yes,
yeah. And then again, it adds to that layered light.
Exactly. I'm so glad you.
I will not forget it. Layer your lighting.
Layer your lighting. Yep.
It's like a nice little.
That's it there. Yeah. Another view of the same space. I mean,
absolutely stunning. I mean, and also it just looks comfy and homey, and I could live here, even though it's like super luxe and fancy. There's a sense of comfort about the space that I really quite like. The
furniture, the space planning, it's all been thought out really well. You can see that like a lovely living space area has been created with multiple seating options to kind of, for conversations and hanging out.
And I love the pop-up of pink.
There in the corner, outdoor furniture.
What do you call this? Is that
like an outdoor recliner?
A recliner. Very, very nice.
Love it.
Love it. Yeah, love that.
We love it. It's so beautiful,
courtyards
guys.
For me, if you can have a courtyard.
A courtyard is amazing. I like a little special quad, yes, at the school that we went to in Grahamstown. So if you missed our first episode, guys, me and Linda actually know each other from school days. And we had the most beautiful courtyard / quad, well, that's what it was known as, in the center of our high school. It was really beautiful. It had a water feature inside.
We used to like hang out there during break times.
And it had actually, did it have orange trees?
Yes.
Because in winter, everyone used to pick the oranges and have them for their snacks.
Yeah. So if you can have a courtyard in your house. So this house is obviously some kind of a U-shape or shoe, or maybe it's entirely enclosed.
We can't really tell.
But just gorgeous. Absolutely amazing.
Do you know what I also like about that is that in terms of like your weather, so obviously as South Africans, I mean, we do spend a lot of time outdoors, we entertain outdoors, and sometimes, especially like here where this home is situated on the Atlantic seaboard, there might be wind. You see, by having that courtyard, you have now a secluded space that's protected from the wind. You can still have like outdoor entertaining. I really Love it. And you can see here highlighting again the different textures and also the different height. I mean, look at that floor to ceiling height. It's like a double volume. That's what we call double volume. Yeah, just another little terminology here. And you can see there's a suspended light.
Oh, from all the way from the top
all the way from the
dining
top.
table.
Yes, love that.
Very nice.
And again, we're bringing the height down so that it's at the dining, the height that we want at dining level. And then obviously that floor standing lamp is just beautiful. So it's creating the layering of intimate lighting, and then you have the lighting at the top.
But listen, also before we move on, can you see at the very back that counter?
Yes, that's the kitchen.
Is that the kitchen?
Yeah.
It looks like a stone that has been just chiseled out of the earth and put on that.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Kitchen.
It literally looks like a hunk of stone.
Really
it is so organic and textural, and also can you see the dining table? It looks like a piece of raw wood, raw timber.
Yeah.
So again, you can see the elements that they have used here. They're really using some like strong organic textural items, and it plays up against the contemporary lines of the furniture. So you have this beautiful contrast. I love it.
This is now what's showing just beautiful architectural lines here, the concrete in more detail. Really beautiful.
Beautiful.
The pool.
Skylight, look, Liz.
Is this another pool? Because you've got that other pool that's on the far end with the ocean views, and then you've got another pool in the inside courtyard, call it, of the house.
Yes, it must be for like
amazing.
Swimming when it's windy or swimming.
Yeah, imagine. I have an option to swim whenever.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it. What is this area? Oh, this is the master bedroom.
Yeah.
They don't call it master bedrooms anymore. Have you noticed?
No, we generally call it like a main bedroom.
Primary suite or a main bedroom.
Yeah.
Okay, master is a bit of an antiquated terminology. Okay.
And it looks like it's got a little work area here.
Yeah.
You can see there's a little desk with task lighting.
Oh, yes.
And the TV is opposite that. So maybe whoever lives here, maybe they like to work and watch TV.
But, okay, so it's not anywhere near the bed. So maybe there's another TV.
Yeah, it's like a separate zone. Obviously, this is a really big bedroom.
So now this is the bathroom in the main suite.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, so they've got what are those, like bamboo or some kind of
it looks like
tree branches.
I must be honest, I don't know if I like those branches.
I feel like I've been transported to a resort in Bali now.
Yeah, I love everything else about this house, like literally everything else. This is the one thing I don't know. I would have to understand what the motivation behind that was.
I mean, I don't hate it. I mean, they're obviously trying to take this aspect of natural to the next level. But
next level.
It feels like
I wonder
a resort.
if they're real or if they actually had those costs.
Oh, please
interesting.
Can they be real though then?
Interesting to find out, because I don't know how they're growing. Do you know what I mean? Because it's a tiled floor. So, yeah. Interesting. I really love that lighting detail. Do you see how they have that like slot in the ceiling and that timber? That's what we call a bulkhead.
Oh yeah.
When like part of the ceiling is lowered, is dropped, or sometimes we invert it. That we call a bulkhead. I really do love that detail. I love that basin. Look at that. That is really the deep basin
I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's really quite nice. Fun. And do you notice, because the basin's so deep, do you notice how low the vanity is? So like if you are a regular listener of our podcast, you'll remember we touched on ergonomics in our last episode. So there you can actually see.
Yeah. Awesome.
Compensation. Okay.
So overall, I love the house. Overall,
I love it.
I could see myself in it. I
love it. Yeah. I think they are design geniuses, the architects, the interior design team, the furniture team. Spectacular.
Tick.
10 out of 10.
Love it. Okay, next we have a 4-bedroom, 4-bathroom house called Bantry Bay Lush.
Also in Bantry Bay, Cape Town.
Okay, let's see.
Oh. Okay.
Curb appeal, hello.
Yeah, it's beautiful. A lot of, again, flat roof, a lot of overhangs here.
I think
it's spectacular. Yeah,
like my eyes are watering. It looks so beautiful.
At Lion's Head in the background. I mean, it is so impressive and beautiful.
This is me. Like, when you look at a house and you're like, this is my vibe.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is about it. It could probably be all those black aluminium frame elements.
It's
how
beautiful.
Skinny they are, and all the glass, and then the way the wood has been used. Yeah, no, this is really nice.
Yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous. And you can see those timber elements. So there they have a bit of the timber ceiling on that ground floor, and you can see some timber cladding that they've brought in. I mean, it's very impressive. And I think the way they've done the ceilings, and again, you see the floor to ceiling glazing.
Yes.
That also, it just makes it so much more kind of spectacular. Yeah. Really beautiful.
Okay, so curb appeal is an absolute 10. And I mean, I'm not usually a fan of pools that wrap around a space.
Yeah, but that looks beautiful.
It looks beautiful. But again, I mean, you're not necessarily going to do laps in it. But I mean, who cares? It's gorgeous.
Laps at a corner. Yeah, really gorgeous.
Okay, so the entertainment area here, you've got like a lounge and a mini bar leading out into the outdoor dining with a bar area.
It's a bit eclectic, I want to say, the interior. So if you are looking at the slides along with us, you'll have noticed that it was a really contemporary exterior. And now this is the first shot of the inside that we're looking at, and it has a deep buttoned sofa with a deep buttoned ottoman, and then kind of a modern, well, not, it's I suppose a bit more of a modern take on a traditional chandelier, but there's still a chandelier. So that's a bit unexpected for me. It's interesting. And also the table, it's like a glass top with a timber base. It looks like a piece of like raw wood. So yeah, quite in contrast.
Quite different, no? I mean, I think
the exterior.
I still don't mind the space, but the deep buttoned couch and ottoman don't do it for me. And I don't know if it's
I want to see more pictures of the inside because this was unexpected for me.
Okay, let's see. Are we still in the same house?
I don't know. That's what I want to. Are we sure?
I think it is the same. It is still the same house.
Interesting. I mean.
Okay, it has to be said that I don't like the couch.
Are we a bit speechless?
I don't like the couch.
Unexpected. I just think the outside, the exterior showed so much kind of like promise of it being like so spectacular.
Yeah.
And now I'm kind of feeling that the two images we've seen, I don't know, Linz. I mean, maybe this is that whole like kind of follow through that we've spoken about before. Like maybe where you've spent so much of your budget building the home and then maybe you have not finished accessorizing it or you know, furnishing it properly. So maybe it's in like that kind of stage where it's not 100% complete. Perhaps. Because I mean, I'm starting to get that feeling that it just feels a little bit.
This couch just
I think
feels,
it could be elevated.
I can see how the design of it was like. It's a mix between like old school and contemporary, but like not a fan of the couch. But let's keep looking. Okay, more of the entertainment area now, more of the outdoor view of that outdoor really dining like and bright. Very nice. Love the pops of green that are coming through there.
It's got some lovely contrast. There's some stone on the walls, like a raw stone. And then it has the timber on the underside of the ceiling. I really do like that. I think it's a beautiful detail. I also
love how the indoor bar also has outdoor seating for same bar. You know,
yes,
so you've got
indoor, outdoor.
Yeah, so even when you're outside, you still have bar access. You don't have to.
It does do that, but I want to say I feel like the previous home had the outdoor-indoor flow was a lot more kind of apparent than this home. Okay. It does have a bit of it, but for me, the other house, I feel like by far
was winning in that department.
One in that department.
Okay, let's see
another pick.
Okay, kitchen.
Oh, okay. I actually really like that. I must be honest. I love that detail of the
art.
I love the detail of the art. Yeah, interesting. It's such a bold. I'm starting to think like maybe the owner of this home might be quite creative, quite and maybe like an eclectic, because I am seeing a mix of kind of interesting elements. Like you could see like those deep button sofas were like interesting. The other sofa that we looked at was interesting. Here we have like a bold piece of art in the kitchen,
which I absolutely love.
Yeah, actually. I think the art is
cool. And the fact that is against black. You know,
Yeah,
the
it's very strong.
Cabinetry is black. I love that. And it's actually not, I mean, the art is on the wall itself.
Yes,
so
it
it's
could
either
be
like a wallpaper.
Yeah, it could be a wallpaper.
Or
that's what I'm
it
thinking.
has actually been like a hand painted.
And then just note the bar chairs. The bar stools are like a bit industrial. So it's interesting here because we do have like kind of some like elements in this image. I do actually really think it works. For me, the thing that I really love about this is actually what you're seeing in the background. So you see how it's got all that glass, and then you can see the stone cladding coming through. I think that's really beautiful as a kitchen space, because often like everyone's like, oh, let's just maximize cupboards, you know what I mean? And then cupboards everywhere, cupboards on all the walls, must get it all in. Whereas kind of, and guys, we will have a whole kind of episode about kitchens. But for me, I think it's important that you do treat your kitchen as another space. As another space.
We do spend a lot of time in there.
You do. And I think like this shows that this kitchen is a living space in the home. Yeah. And for me, that's what I actually really love. Really like this kitchen.
Love the kitchen. Tick. Okay, cool. Okay, so here you've got the main bed.
I really am starting to go with my hunch that this home was not 100% done.
You reckon?
Because, well, there's not even any form of a headboard.
Well, you know what? I'm finding that a lot of these, more and more homes nowadays, not that I agree with it at all. I love a good headboard. But I'm seeing a lot of homes without them these days. It seems to be like optional now.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I just think that
especially on a white wall, it might not be the best idea not to have one.
Ways and means of having a headboard. You know, it's not to say it needs to be upholstered. It's not to say it needs to go to the underside of the ceiling. You know, we really like doing like small headboards. I think they're really beautiful. Or maybe it's like a built-in kind of bed. But for me, I just think that the pillows, again, you got to look at the overall house here. It was a really big home that we're looking at with very impressive architecture. And now if this is the main bedroom of the house and you just have the bed pushed up against the wall, I just feel like they personally, sorry, I don't want to like throw any shade here, but personally, I do think there needed to be something a little bit more against the back wall.
Okay.
You know, even if it was like some timber cladding, I don't know, something, even if it was just some art.
What do we feel about the what do you call it, the frame around the bed, the wooden,
the ottoman? It's actually wrapped around the bed.
So the bed is like inset inside this wooden frame.
That must weigh. I mean, I don't think that thing's going to go anywhere.
Heavy wooden blocks.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to go anywhere. That is like solid timber. I like the concept of it. I don't know if I particularly like this timber. I do like the concept, but I would have gone for something a bit more contrasty, because do you see how it is the same color as the timber floor, and so for me there's like
not enough contrast.
There's not enough contrast, so I would have used it as an opportunity to like do it in a different timber or a different material altogether. So I'm not.
I do like the tile. If we're moving in the bathroom
the marble
area.
tile on the back.
Marble tile. I mean, this is. I mean, if you had watched episode 1 where we talked about trends, we did speak a bit about marble and achieving that marble look in your home, and obviously tiling has been a very popular way to achieve that look. Yeah, I mean, I think it works in that space. I think it looks beautiful. I quite like it, the way that it's been used.
Yeah, I do like it. Oh, okay. There's the bathroom.
Oh, yeah, there's the bathroom. Okay,
yeah, we like that.
We like. Yeah, I mean, it's a beautiful bathroom. Minimalist, clean. The what do you call that? The vanity is obviously like suspended up on the wall, which is quite nice.
Yeah, I mean it is.
Okay, but there's no privacy in the toilet. Do you see that the toilet is
and
all glass?
It's interesting. Around. Again, I just go back to like the exterior here.
I know, house. Right? I mean, my jaw was on the floor with that exterior.
And it's so impressive, and obviously cost, multi-millions here. And I just think if you are in that kind of bracket of homes, I do feel like the toilet should have its own toilet cubicle. I really do.
Isn't that preference though? I mean, like,
look, I do think it
has a cubicle. It's just glass.
does that even have a door?
There's a door there that
Is
swings.
that a door?
Yes, look inside. If you look there, there's a door. There's a door handle that's open. But I mean, what's the point if it's all glass?
I mean, maybe it does something really fancy and frosts when you're on the inside.
Oh, do you know what? Speaking of which, I once attended a glass expo in...
I remember when you were telling me...
where were we now?
Germany.
Düsseldorf in Germany, yes. And I mean, the most amazing things that was being done with glass, and I don't know that we've seen a lot of it in South Africa yet, but this was now a good 3-4 years ago, where the glass actually becomes opaque.
Yes, no, you
and
see
then clear and then opaque.
Yes.
For privacy. So maybe this is that privacy glass.
The privacy
that
glass.
Flicks on and off like that.
I hope it would be the privacy glass.
Yeah. And so then if that is the case, then we don't mind this.
Yes, then we don't mind. If it's not that kind of glass, then kind of we are questioning the functionality and the practicality. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So that was that commercial. But
cool. So
I think gorgeous on the outside, drop dead gorgeous. So a little bit disappointing the more you move through the spaces, but I mean, it's still a gorgeous house. I would still absolutely rent it given the chance.
It's beautiful. Yeah. I'm not quite sure on the follow through when we're talking about a decor aspect, but the shell I think is good, and certainly the architecture was very impressive.
Yeah. Okay, so up next now we have... So this is probably our wild card. It's a house in Florida.
It's saying multicolor and maximalist, which makes me nervous.
5 bedroom, 7 bathrooms.
Sure.
Maximalist mansion.
Yeah, I don't know
what $13 million.
What we're going to be looking at.
Let's have a look at this maximalist mansion. See what is meant. Okay, curb appeal. Very dramatic from the.
Did we say this was in Florida?
It's Florida.
Okay, so it looks like it's from Florida. I mean, if we really want to
I mean, generalize, is obviously dramatic house, big white,
big driveway,
lots of glass. How do we feel about the tinting on the glass there? It's like a greenish tint. I remember there's a name for this kind of tint. I just forget it now.
I don't particularly love the tint, but
I mean, I think it works probably just because it's Florida, I'll say. But
yes,
I think nice curb appeal. It turns heads. Do you see that the garage doors also that glass on the far left doors there?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, let's see. Backyard.
Okay. What on earth is that in the?
It's like
I don't know. What is
an art piece? Is it
a sculpture?
It's a ball.
Water feature, maybe.
I don't know if it's got.
I don't know. If you guys have any idea what that is,
I don't know. It's next to the pool, and it's obviously some kind of.
Let us know in the comments if you guys know what that is.
Yeah.
Interesting. Some kind of a perhaps sculptural art installation.
Okay, can we talk about that thing that appears to be a fan?
I was just looking at that.
Or like a jet
propeller.
Engine, a jet propeller. Yeah, on the ceiling. Oh, there's another one behind. Down.
Functionally, why would there be one there? I mean, would you even feel the air down below?
Function. Or maybe what if it's those things that like gently spray mist when it's really hot?
Well, that would be amazing.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay.
Oh, okay.
This feels like some Hollywood celebrity with lots of money, but, taste might be, in question.
It's interesting. I mean, let's break it down. There's some wallpaper here, and the wallpaper is slightly patterned with like some pinks and blues and
I think the wallpaper could have been a bit more contemporary. For a house like this, I would have liked a more contemporary
It's interesting
wallpaper.
Because you can see here, I think the focal point is meant to be that art, which is very interesting. And I actually really like that art. I like that it's so colourful and that the colours are kind of playful.
Almost watercolory.
Yeah, so it's like kind of a pastel, and I do think that is quite in line with, like, let's call it like a Miami aesthetic. Do you know what I mean?
Miami.
Yeah. So like, I think it's playful and fun. So I think if we're going for that, in fact, I would actually say where I think this interior falls a bit short is I would have made it more. Like if you're committing and you're like, you know what, this is the vibe we're going for. Like, go OTT.
Okay.
Like, in this case, like, we going for bold, crazy art. We've got, like, an interesting pendant light there.
I feel like that pendant light could have been a bit lower. What do you think?
Yeah, I do question the height of it. But I'm saying, like, you know, like, there's white bowls, and I'm trying to see if that's like some kind of a vase on that back server. But I would have done something a bit more playful and colourful and fun to have really popped it. Again, there doesn't appear to be a rug here. So it's white polished tiles.
So there's nothing to kind of hold the space together.
I would have done like a like imagine a really graphic black and white rug or colourful rug on that floor. Imagine how that would have just like popped it.
Absolutely.
And then suddenly you're like, yes, I'm all in.
Then
I just think it's like
gas.
It's like 90% committed, but like missing that last 10, and I would have just been like, let's do it.
The rug would have been the 10.
Yeah.
But the wallpaper.
Maybe they've done that elsewhere. Let's see.
No. Okay, so this is more of like a dining area.
Just that placement of that one light fitting just is so odd to me. Do you
Which
see?
one? The silver one or the one above the table?
No, that silver one. And
do you feel like it's in the middle of nowhere?
Yes, I have. Guys, you cannot just stick pendant lights wherever you want. I just want to say. I mean,
they draw focus.
Yes, so like if you're wanting to highlight something or create more of an ambient light for practically above whatever it is, that's where you put a pendant, not in the middle of nowhere and like 2 meters away
there's
from another one that actually has a purpose. Like this is like a case of like, you know, when you say like too many heroes, like I don't know what you know what I mean.
Heroes.
Yes, it just doesn't make sense.
And also I don't know, I mean, like some people are not allergic to this, but for me mixing metals bothers my eyes. So you've got the silver in the pillars and the silver stainless steel up the stairs, and then you got the gold feet of the dining chairs and the gold ceiling and the gold curtains that side.
I hear how that can be like, you know, not everyone's cup of tea, but like for me, I really don't mind mixing metals. I also don't mind mixing timbers, but it has to be done properly. I just want to know what on earth that is that has been applied to that column, and up the side it says, oh, this looks like glitter. I don't know. I feel like I need to have a close-up of it, but that's so interesting. I just want to say for me, so like the one side of this photograph, the way I'm looking at it, the right-hand side is strange. The left-hand side where you have like the blue upholstered dining chairs and the very interesting dining table top and the bit of gold, again, it's half there. It needs more, in my opinion. Like if you were going to do something bold and out there, like use blue and have gold, again, maybe a crazy rug underneath, maybe a sculpture in that space, a vase. I just feel like it's just not quite there.
But also very out of place for me is that table and chair situation under the stairs.
It's like a photobomb.
Exactly. It is photobombing this space because it feels like it belongs in a different house.
I know.
But yeah, okay, let's keep going. Let's see what else is here. Okay, so a closer, more focused view of the dining area with these blue chairs.
That I do actually like this picture here, because there's something interesting. It looks almost like, again, a wallpaper or mural going on behind on that back wall with like a dining server. Nice. There we have repetition. There are 2 lights and
2 dining tables.
I don't know why they would have 2 dining tables. That in itself is very odd.
Maybe they host a lot.
Yeah, and then you can see the mirror is quite like a traditional classical style. Yeah. So for me, like if we had to look at it as a photograph of like speaking a story, like that photograph actually does look, in my opinion, yes, it's telling more of a story, and it's looking more like it was like commitment in completing that. Yeah.
I don't know if I like the the patterning and whatever is on the tables themselves. I don't know if that's like blue,
it's like kind of it's some whatever kind of a stone.
I don't know. I'm not sure that it's.
I mean, look, if you're choosing a blue pattern stone like that, that's a massive commitment.
Times 2. And you are having your chandeliers are that low. Your candlestick holders cannot be that high.
Yeah, I think that was just put there for some styling purposes.
Yeah,
but I don't think practically
speaking, don't do that. Don't
no,
do that, guys.
That might be a fire hazard. Yeah.
Okay, let's see what else of this house we can see. Kitchen.
Okay, I really like the black and white veined marble there because it's super bold.
Yep.
So for me, it's contrasting hugely against the rest of the white cabinetry, which is obviously quite stark. And then I do like that little bit of gold metallic cabinetry that they have as a highlight. But again, this is like, I just feel like there needed to be more commitment to like,
to
you know what I mean? Like it's like, it's trying to be halfway there of like, what I think it should be, but it's not 100%
not going
there.
all the way.
Yeah. There they have matching light fittings. So do you see there's the black ones above the one island,
and then the white ones. The white ones.
Yeah, but like the matching like twin, and I do not like that.
Listen, for me, I think also they've got a double island, right? Which we can talk about that in a second, but it for me it makes everything look hodgepodge mishmash.
And are there two prep bowls? Look there's a prep bowl on the one island, and then there's a prep bowl on the other one. Yeah, interesting. I'd actually like to after this go and look this house up online and actually find out a little bit more. I mean, why someone would need to have...
I imagine this is the kind of house where, okay, the fact that they've got 2 dining tables speaks to the fact that they probably host a lot of people often. They probably have
a chef.
Private chefs that come in there and they need as much surface space or whatever. I mean, it's an American thing to have double islands like this.
Sure, and look at all of the appliances at the back there.
Look how many stoves and ovens.
A range.
Yes.
So like the cooker, you see on the back, which would have an oven underneath it. And then they have all of those ovens there as well.
So obviously an entertainer hosts house, but I don't like the different uses of the pendant lights and the different colors. I think it's a little bit too much. Okay, let's see what else. Main suite.
Sure. I don't know. Is that a main suite?
It is. I mean, it's got this 4-poster bed
with that kind of a wallpaper
and this. I don't know what patterns are on that wallpaper.
I see a monkey.
Okay, that's why it's maybe like a more tropical.
And I think I see a giraffe like peeking out the back of the
monkey.
bed.
Yeah.
No, I do not think the wallpaper choice. And again, look at that little. I mean, look, it's a little
Persian.
Yeah, but
on the side.
So you'd get out of bed and step your foot onto it. But I just think, given the size of what this bedroom is, I would have thought like a much bigger rug.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, guys. Tiles in bedrooms are very cold, right? They're very cold. And so I don't agree with the floor finish to begin with because I don't like tiles in a bedroom.
But I also think this talks to what we had talked about in our previous episode where we talked about interior design mistakes to avoid, where you are mixing styles here. Because you've got this Persian thing happening with that little floor rug. Then you've got the almost Moroccan looking pendants that are hanging on either side. So I feel like there's a lot of things trying to happen here.
I feel like the one thing they did get right is note the curtains where they go from the underside of the ceiling. Do you see there's a little ceiling pocket? I mean, those are just beautiful, just want to say. So that they did get right. But as for the rest of it, not
Missed
so
the mark
sure.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I knew I would love our reactions as we are seeing these images for the first time.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the main bathroom suite. Okay.
Do we really need to rate this?
Okay, well, what can we say? I like the bath.
No, I can't even
But
say.
let's address the elephant.
I have no words.
The draped curtains from the 80s. Wow. Okay, I mean, it looks like...
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, no, Linz, I can't. Actually, I can't.
Yeah, it's got those, the drapes.
No, this house, like you said, there's a lot going on. So, guys, this is a really good home to use as an example of, I think, confusion from the get-go.
And they were just trying to throw everything at it.
Not a strong vision.
Not a strong vision.
Too many styles. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Those drapes are horrific. It looks like an 80s prom dress that is kind of, or actually a Renaissance.
Hey man, listen, I remember our parents. I remember being really, really young and having some version of that at our house in the 80s. The wallpaper, what do you think of the wallpaper? I don't know. I don't mind.
I mean, look, like I actually really personally like pink in an interior when it's done properly. So like I'm not like deeply offended by it, but I just say overall, like the curtains, if we can get it past the draping, if I look at the rest of the space, I just don't see the point of that coloured wallpaper, the pink wallpaper. It's not really giving or enhancing or I don't know.
Yeah, no, very loud and just
okay. Hopefully the next. Okay, please can we see something pretty? Oh.
Okay, so this is the guest bathroom.
Okay.
Bathroom.
I mean, look, I just want to say, I always think your guest bathroom is an opportunity to do something fun and play. Yes, do something unexpected. You know, your guests aren't coming to use your toilet, you know, in your bedroom, but they are going to use the guest loo. And I do think doing a fun wallpaper is great. I mean, I can appreciate that they've tried to do this. Again, I just think the problem with this home is that we're just seeing far too many styles. Like, look at those,
we've got that like Moroccan style coming through there again, the lamp, with those pendants.
I mean, here they have lit the stone, which that in itself is a really nice feature, but I wouldn't have paired that with that wallpaper choice. And glory, look at the basin.
The basin.
Yeah, no, you see like the basin's
it actually almost mirrors those dining tables.
Yeah.
With a little bit more of the blue, but it's
there's just too much going on here, guys. And then I think that is a blind. That is,
it's kind of matching the wallpaper.
Yeah, no, there's too much going on here. I can't. I feel like I need some sunglasses.
And then your toilet brush thingy being the gold one. You know, again mixing
I feel like I need sunglasses. I can't. No,
Aisha, it's too much going on in there. Okay, so that was it. Brings us to a close of our property rank.
That was fun.
I mean, I like that. I think we should do those every now and again. Otherwise, that brings this week's episode to a close. We hope you enjoyed it.
Thanks for watching.
Cheers, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.
Bye.